Hey, Daniel Kahneman, who's a Nobel laureate in economics, recently died at the age of 90. Now, Daniel Kahneman, if you really see, he is not an economist, but his work mostly featured on the behavioral science and science of decision making. But since there is no Nobel when it comes to the science of behavioral science or psychology, he was awarded the prize in economics. And of course, economics has used his work. His work is extensively used in economics. But if you really see, his work can be used in every area of our life because he worked on one of the fundamental aspect, which is the science of decision making. So we are all making decisions every day. We are influencing decisions for others. So there is a immense what I see is that gain in understanding his work, which can benefit everyone. Frankly, I have read Daniel Kahneman's one of the most important book, which is Thinking Fast and Flow, and also I've been reading his work for many years and used his work in my own investing and also helping some of our clients. So his work is most important, especially in today's times when we are confronted with so much of information overload with the reduced attention span. So I thought of making this quick video where to cover one of the core aspect of his work and how you can actually benefit or everyone can benefit from this work. So let's dive in now. So what is the core research of almost 50 plus years of research of Dan Kahneman work is that when it comes to making decisions are not rational. So instead, most of the decisions we make are irrationally. So this is a very strong kind of a research because till then it was commonly assumed that we human beings are thinking machines. We think compared to any animal in this planet. We are the only one who think, and decision making means it's all thinking. So we use our thinking and we make decisions which is the best interest of us. So that means rational decision means we analyze, we look for various options and finally come to conclusions which is in the best interest. But Kahneman's research of almost 50 years, basically it showed that that's not so. Yes, we do use our thinking, but since decision making is so much, every day we are making so many decisions, what he said is that most of our decisions doesn't really involve thinking. Instead, we use what he called as shortcuts or heuristics, where we make a quick and fast decision and go with it. So just to help you understand this, let's take a simple example. Now, let's say you want to buy a TV, or you can consider maybe buying an insurance. So what are the ways we can go about? A rational mind, a rational way to make a decision is to follow these steps, like first analyze what kind of TVs, what are the different kind of TVs, understand the technical specifications, compare among various brands which exist, and list down the kind of pricing they have, understand more about the warranty, understand more about the guarantee, and also know more about the technology and all these things, and making a very thorough analysis and finally shortlisting one of the best TV among the all. But do we really do like this? Let's take a second option, right, where we just go and ask a couple of our friends or relative what is the best TV do they recommend, and we look for what's the top brand which exists in the market, who has been or what is the top technology which is out there. We look for some good price discounts or some kind of a deals which is available in the market, or maybe we ask for some testimonials. We go out to the shop and maybe what comes out the best liking, we make a decisions. So if you really see which of the option most people look for, go with, and obviously if you really see most of people prefer the option 2, though option 1 seems correct. it just doesn't make sense to spend so much of time, effort, energy when the option 2 seems as well as serving us, which is very fast, which is very quick, but also feel safe because many of us are doing. And the thing is, this is the way most of our decisions are made. And what is there we are doing this decision is because there are certain biases we are using, what he calls as biases like social proof. Just because others have done, we feel more safer. A top brand means we feel more authority, which is much safer. So we are looking more for a decisions where we feel more safe, comfort, but also which is what I would say, which is fast and involves less thinking. Now, what's the wrong with option 2? We may wonder. And this is where he coined the terms system 1 and system 2. The system 1 way of making decision is what we call as a fast decision making, automatic, which use unconscious. We sometimes don't know why we made a decision also, but also which is kind of what we call as a less effortful, and at the same time the system 1 can be error prone. So most of the time it works, but the thing is, because we use this automatic way of decision, because we are biased in our decisions, things can go wrong also. Whereas a system 2, which uses more of our thinking part, which is more reliable, which is also a lot more effortful and very conscious, but it's a more reliable part. So what is the statistics? How much percentage of decisions we use system 1 and system 2? Initially he said it's 90%, but what's happening, he also said, is 95% of our decisions we are making like this. And this is one of the core findings of this. That means people are not using a rational way to make decision. They are being biased. There are so many biases we have, and there are a lot of biases he has listed, like 25 biases, 50 biases, and it keeps on. Many people keep on coming up with new biases. And there is a PDF below you can download where I have listed out 25 plus biases. There is another aspect to this. Why do we do this kind of thing? Now this comes back to maybe how our mind has evolved and how our physiology, how our brain likes to work with. And if you really see our brain, one of the primary purpose is to conserve energy, and cognitive work, that means any thinking work consumes a lot of energy. So this is where it goes into conflict, where wherever we can less consumption of energy, we can come to some decision by spending less energy. There is a tendency our brain prefers that. Evolutionary also our brain likes to do that. Also, when you have a less time, when you want to make decisions fast, when you have less energy, these fast decision typically happens. And this is where the two terms came in, maximizer and satisfizer, or maximizing and satisfying. If you really see, maximizing means it is kind of where you are making a decision by having all the information available. You are not going to come to a decision unless you gather every detail. I'm sure we all do this, maybe for certain situations where we are very, we want to make sure that we want to get it right. Maybe in business, or maybe in some aspects where we have certain process where we collect all the information, we don't make decision, we sleep on the decision, we come back, we analyze, we gather more details, and we do these decisions. But satisfizer is where we don't do like that. Instead, it's willingness to settle for a sufficient information. Just like as I said, when you want to buy an insurance, or when you want to buy some kind of TV, or even many aspects in business, when you want to we settle for a satisfizer where sufficient information when we have, and when we can come to a decision itself, we go ahead with this. Again, as I said, most of the time this is good, because that's what the evolution is. But when it comes to complex situations, like when you are making an investment, or when you are making a hiring, or when you are making some kind of selling or purchasing, this kind of shortcut can also be a very counterintuitive, productive, and it can cause a lot of decision errors. That's where we need to add enough checklist for this. Now, the third, which is very important point, is that these kind of shortcut decision is something which is programmed in us, and people, we need to keep on working to avoid as many shortcuts wherever possible when it comes to important decisions. But now the question is, when you want to influence others' decisions, how do you do this? Because when it comes to others' decisions, we again, people are tend to use shortcuts, but if you want to give them too much of details, reasons, they may not be able to make decisions. And this is where he recommended Robert Cialdini work, where how do you use others the same shortcuts to help others make decisions sometimes. So that is where he also recommended Robert Cialdini work, which I am already associated with. This is where human decision making, there is a huge contribution from Dan Kahneman, and I'm sure you like this. In this video you found some good takeaway. Let me know in the comment box what's your takeaway from this, and do like and share if you found this video useful. Thank you.